Cowabunga dudes and dudettes, this is Anthony, aka Batbomb82, and I have the newest drop from Cappy Space, so let's go ahead and jump right into it.
Alright guys, now let's take a closer look at the newest drop from Cappy Space, and oh baby, let's start off with this dude right here. This is the Aussie, which is so amazing. I am so happy and stoked that we got this. As you can see, it is almost like a skeletal bone-like type of Mischiever, which is just so good. I'll go ahead and bring a standard Mischiever in real quick so you can kind of see the similarities in like the build and in the stance and things like that. Clearly this one is just more skeletal, but I love it so much. He is so cool. I'm going to need thousands of these in different colors. I think I'm just a skeleton guy. I love skeleton toys. I don't know what it is. I have a ton of skeletons from things like Mythic Legions. I got all the skeletons from like things like Mighty Maniacs. I've always just been a big fan of skeletal types of figures. And dear God, in Glyos form, in like almost a Mischiever type style. Dear God, yes, this looks so cool. I love like the painted feet and claws and things like that. That head sculpt looks so rad with the horns and like almost the tusks coming out from the bottom jaw. Yes, dude, give me this all freaking day. I'm gonna go ahead and pop this head off because we do get a second head sculpt here, which is called the Grasper head sculpt, which looks super dope as well. I still love the eyes in there. That looks really rad. If you look underneath, you can almost see like, I don't know if that's the mouth or the tongue of this character, or maybe you can use that as a separate like eyeball, you know what I mean? So however you want to do it. Now this head sculpt was designed by George Gaspar. You might know him from his work with things like the Four Horsemen and Legions and things like that. So he went ahead and designed this sculpt for Cappy, which I just think looks so absolutely rad. Now, one thing I also want to show that this figure also comes with another head sculpt, which is you would call the Gnarbone head sculpt. It's this almost bear-like skeleton character, which is, oh my God, one of the coolest things ever. And you can see it does have a port on the forehead. That is because you have options to do things like a third eye almost that you see there, or you have different types of horns, which is incredible. So then you could do something like this and have this kind of skeleton unibear type thing. Oh my God, this is the greatest thing to happen to toys, man. A skeletal unibear? Come on, dude. I love this so much. This is so fun, so unique, and so freaking cool. What I also do like, these little dudes here, these are called stirrups. The stirrup is the smallest bone in the body, and these guys also love to stir up trouble. Now, what's really cool about these guys are actually articulated. You got up and down motion at the arms there, and then the tail does swivel, which means they are on actual Glyos ports. For being such a tiny little figure to have articulation and removable parts, that's pretty rad, man. So again, I love the little paint on the feet there, on the head with the red eyes. These are awesome new sculpts, new additions to the line. Oh my God, these are just incredible, but it does not end there. Now you're also going to have the option to pick up an accessories kit, and I just love a good accessories kit. You know, between people like Cappy and Pat Bussey over there at the Biomasters, they've been coming out with some really cool accessories kits, and you can see we have it in these like bone-like colors to match the Aussie there, which is really cool. And we've recently just seen these with the previous Biomasters drop, which you can take a look at my video on those. But the colors, again, in that bone color, you got that little bit of like maroonish type red, looks super cool, and all the different options and parts to do different things. So this is what I did with my, again, skeletal unibear. I gave him that little necklace, which looks pretty cool. I gave him an arm bracer. I gave him that kind of like spiked ball mace thing as a arm or a hand attachment. And then I gave him this really cool scythe weapon with a little croissant piece or whatever you want to call that, just kind of plugged on there to give it some color. But dude, this looks amazing, man. I think this is the coolest thing ever. I also like that ball spiked head doubles as a head, so he has like eyes and a face right there, so that's really rad. But come on, dude. Come on. That is such a cool little toy. Again, just one of the many reasons why I love Glyos and Glyos creators. They're doing some of the most fun, unique toys out there today. You will never be able to tell me otherwise. I absolutely love this. So moving on, we have the Imporn Draga, which is the more larger Mischiever, which I think is super cool. This is such a cool mold. I was so excited when they came out with a larger Mischiever. You know, so we have different sizes and things like that all kind of like work together. And I just think the sculpt is super cool. And how is that kind of like armor plating to the skin and things like that looks super rad and done in this really cool metallic silver, which I think looks super cool. Got those nice white teeth. I love the underbite with those white fangs coming up like that. And then you have the red eyes, just look rad, dude. So we also do get the Rana head, so I'm gonna go ahead and pop that on right here so you guys can see how that looks. And then you have those big bulbousy red eyes, which I just think looks so cool. And then those white teeth and things like that. You got the fin on the top, looks really good. So again, I absolutely love the Mischievers right there. And that's gonna bring us on to the Tidal Lock. Again, oh my god, this is one of the coolest molds. I just love that you could kind of use it as just this beast-like creature, or you could use it as a mount for other Glyos characters like battle tribes. I just think it's such a cool design. Again, that armor-plated type of like look to the skin and things like that. The tail, the long neck. I love the head sculpt with the red eyes. You got those red horns on top there. You got the chin fin. I will continue forever calling it the chin fin. I think that looks so good. I absolutely love this. And one of the cool things about the Tidal Lock here, I'm gonna go ahead and take the whole neck off, and then I'm gonna go ahead and take the arms off. We're gonna rotate that, and then let's go ahead and take off the legs, and we're gonna go ahead and spin the legs around, or flip the legs around, and pin them on the opposite side. Same thing with the arms. We're going to pin those on the opposite side here like that, and then put this in like so. And we're going to take that other head, which is more of almost like a serpent-like head, and pop that on right there. And now you have more of a bipedal look for the Tidal Lock, and have him even be like another type of Mischiever, which is super dope. So I really dig how that looks. Again, that head sculpt looks awesome on this. But what's really cool, we also do get the little mini guys with the Tidal Lock, which is always fun. I love these little dudes. You do have a port at the bottom like that with the red eyes. So I love having amassing a little collection of these little dudes, which is always a lot of fun. What's also really nice, what Cappy is doing, for those of you that are purchasing from the convention, he does have given away these little bone bear head sculpts as a little bonus gift when you purchase from Cappy at the con. Not sure if they're going to be on sale or be given away later on online, but for those attending who are purchasing, you will get this really cool little bear sculpt like that. Again, this one comes with a third eye, so the 3 red eyes look super gnarly. You know, put the claws up like I'm coming to get you. That looks so good, dude. I don't know what's happening. I love this. It makes me smile. It also terrifies me. So that is a really fun addition. And then, of course, we do get these tiny little dudes again. Same thing. Posable arms. Let me put this guy down. Posable arms, you know, the tails posable, things like that. Again, these are cool. These are separate. These are going to be a separate purchase, but I just love having these little dudes. Again, they're like the same size as these ones, but these are articulated, which is really cool, and that means they are on Glyos ports, so you can take off the tail and the arms and, you know, add them to other things or add larger things to this little dude. So a lot of fun, man. I'm going to need hundreds of these tiny little dudes to really cause some chaos.
So there it is, guys, my look at the newest drop from Cappy Space. Now, oh my god, that new Aussie figure, again, I will say it forever, I absolutely love skeleton-like figures, and seeing it in this Machiever form is just so cool to me. Those new head sculpts are incredible, especially the one from George Gaspar. I think it's so badass, and I absolutely love the little stirrup guys. Those things are so tiny, and you actually have Glyos ports, and you can take those parts off and put them on something else. I think it's super cool. And then come on, man, that Gnarbone head sculpt, a freaking skeleton unibear thingy. It's just so cool to me. Oh my god, that is probably my favorite thing in Glyos right now. I love it so much, and especially if you add on the accessories kit, I mean, this thing can look totally badass. Now that new Imporn colorway, the silver colorway for the Machievers looks so good, especially on the Draga. And again, the little Imporn looks so freaking cool. Absolutely love it on the Tidal Lock. Man, the Tidal Lock is such a rad figure. I hope more of you guys pick this thing up. I mean, the amount of things you could do with it in the builds is just so endless. I really do love that piece, and especially if you mix and match parts again with that crazy Gnarbone silver head with 3 eyes and add on the little arms from the Imporn. I mean, you can make some really wicked freaks, and I just love it. Total nightmare fuel. But I love this drop. Cappy nailed it and just completely hit it out of the park yet again. And all of these are definite must get. So don't forget to be excellent to each other and stay nerdy, my friends. Peace.